Yeah, it's creating a positive cycle of positivity almost. And then, but also, I mean, of course, we talked about power, energy. That's huge. That's very important. Climate change, sustainability. But beyond that, beyond green energy, how is the joint venture? How is the two companies? How are the two companies going to help the local community? So, what's your corporate social responsibility with the places where you're going to be building and you're going to be digging? You're going to be building buildings. There'll be a lot of things happening, and then we know data centers, especially data centers, now becoming much more involved with local schools, local communities. What have you planned around that?
Yeah. So I think let me sort of give you an overall aspect and with some specific examples as well. See, the first and the foremost thing is local employment opportunities. Okay, so recruitment from local schools and local colleges, and then training them in a global development program. So we are working on a global development program where we are going to rotate talent, recruit them locally, train them globally, and then be able to come back and deliver a global world-class product in the local sense, right? So then there's a lot of ownership and on that. And the reason I'm sort of speaking with this level of comfort and confidence is because I'm a product of that. Okay, I was recruited from a very small town. If I tell you the name of the town where I come from, I'm sure you won't see it in the map of India. Okay, and then I was taken to Australia and the US, trained, brought back to India to build plants, build infrastructure, and then grow into leadership roles. So how do we create this talent and how do we create this ownership, right, and this acceptance within the community, so that we are not just building an island of excellence where people see this data center and say, wow, this is a great building, right? That's just brick and mortar. But how do we build that flesh and blood around it, right? That the whole ecosystem is saying, wow, they created this leader from my son. You know, my son used to work in this company and today he runs a different company and he runs a different business. How do we create that entire ecosystem of support? Because that ecosystem of support is going to help you grow, right? Not just the data center business, but grow as a good corporate citizen around that whole ecosystem. So that framework is very much there, and that's right in the center of our recruitment policy, our focus as a leadership team, and commitment. More than focus, it's a commitment from the leadership team that this is something that we passionately want to grow talent. The next important thing is, see, the second to energy in India, the most scarce product, I would say even scarcer than energy, is water. Okay. So anything we do to preserve water, reduce the consumption of water is a very, very important thing. Recycling water. So we are looking at projects like in our Chennai data center, we are looking at a project where we can connect wastewater, which is coming as effluent from the nearby housing colonies. Okay, and then treat those waters and use those waters and actually even supply water. So we are net positive on water and not net negative on water to the community as well around us. So these are real projects that we are working on, and these are not stuff that we are wanting to do because these are feel good factors. No, these are factors, like Randy said, takes care of the planet, takes care of the people, links the community with the larger good for the purpose of social responsibility, and then ties into the values of the what do you call the corporate as well. So it's commitment, it's trust, building trust. So it's all that into that whole fabric. And then again, to be very truthful to the whole thing, it's not like, okay, we want to do it because, yeah, you know, it's written in the policy. So, and this is what I keep telling people, that, you know, for us, our commitment to climate change is not a document, it's our business model. Okay. So if I don't build green energy and supply green energy to my company, if I don't save water, it's again built into the business model. So the whole management team is incentivized to deliver that business model in the right aspect, to again, what do you call, to be recognized as good corporate citizens. So that's the entire way we are building the fabric of this company right from day one. Because I like you will know, we are a startup. AdaniConneX is a startup, but we want to have this cultural fabric right in the core of it, so that when it grows and when it becomes 100, 200 megawatt and even bigger tomorrow, this core is actually going to be bigger and it's actually going to show up, and not that we need to put PPTs to tell people what we do.
Nice. I mean, bringing their flesh and blood out, which is going to help thousands of people, across the cities they're going to go to. And Randy.
Yeah, look, I think JJ hit on some of what we're doing inside AdaniConneX, right? He mentioned they're recruiting the right talent. We're part of building up that global education platform that JJ talked about. So we'll be able to take some of these, hopefully a fair number of the folks that they're recruiting and growing and training, and we're going to be bringing them up to our European headquarters and our kind of engineering center in the United States, and going to be able to give them that global training and experience, so that when they come back, they've had those opportunities to grow. This is a key part of it, right? I actually think as EdgeConneX, we're going to take advantage of the fact we've put this infrastructure in place to do so, and obviously we're working with the rapidly growing AdaniConneX team in the first wave through, but we're going to be expanding even our operations to be able to reach out and into the community and hire and train and create that global learning experience and local execution. So yeah, this isn't something we do because you want the PR or anything. You do this because it's just fundamental to the business model. It's fundamental to the success, right? And by the way, and it makes sense. It just makes sense.
No, but it also goes back to that cycle of positivity, and positivity generates positivity and good results without having to push for it. And like JJ, you said as well, this is not a box ticking exercise, as some business see it. So I think you made a good point. But talking about the future success, I mean, you've got 10 years to go with this first JV. There's a lot of work to be done. We've seen that throughout our conversation now. But are you guys dreaming already what JV 2.0 is going to look like in 2031, 32? What were you